about Kittie. Tell me a little bit about the history and how you guys got to where you are today.
I guess Kittie started in 1996. It was basically, quite innocent. We all kind of just had decided that we wanted to, pick up an instrument and kind of learn it together and jam and play cover songs and stuff like that. That was basically, we really didn't know or think that this was going to happen because we live in such a small area of Canada. We live in London, Ontario, which is in the more populated area of Canada, but not really a whole lot of metal bands at that particular time were doing well or even coming around from that area. So we basically have been playing for 14 years, and it's been pretty awesome. It's really fulfilling, and I don't think I would know what I would do if I didn't do this. So.
You started playing when you were 12 years old, right? Now, what gets a 12-year-old girl to want to play rock and roll?
Rock and roll, I guess, had always been around for me. I mean, like, I grew up with, late 70s, early 80s rock and metal. My parents were music lovers. They didn't necessarily play an instrument, but they loved music. So that's what I was around when I was younger. So obviously I was going to gravitate towards that kind of music when I started developing my own music taste. So I guess I played piano for seven years, I guess, and I thought it was kind of time for a change. I really wasn't interested in piano any longer, so I decided that playing drums would be kind of fun. Because what's there not to like about hitting things? And I mean, like, some people don't call it really a musical instrument, but I mean, there's nothing more fun than that.
Why do you keep doing it?
The only reason why I am in a band is to play live shows. That's the reason why I started, and that's probably the reason I will continue to play music. I don't care to, obviously, in order to play live shows, you have to continuously write music. So I guess that's a part of it as well, expressing yourself in that manner. But I guess more than anything, it's playing live shows. I mean, recording an album really is just kind of like, whatever. It's just a necessary evil that I have to do. It's not that I dislike the studio, it's just something that I feel I have to do in order to play live shows. Yeah, no, that is the reason why, 110%. That is, and I don't understand why people that are in bands don't like touring. It's like, that's why I'm in a band. That's why I want to play music. It's because I get to see all these really strange things. I get to have an adventure every day. And at the end of the day, I get to meet all the people that made my dream come true.
Do you ever think there's pressure on you or your band as a whole to put out an image every time you're in front of people? Like, I noticed your makeup's done and all that stuff. Is there ever a day you just want to roll out of the van and be like, I really don't give a crap about putting on makeup today?
No, because I wouldn't do that. No, I always like to make sure that I at least look presentable. You wouldn't go to your job in pajamas. I know people that, if you had an office job, you wouldn't show up to your job in your underpants. So it's the same thing, you know what I mean? It's not that I feel I have to portray a certain image or whatever. It's that I'm a professional and this is part of my profession, whether I like it or not. So,
do you ever get pressure from labels, media outlets to live up to it?
No, absolutely not. More than anything, it's, I would rather just, make sure that I looked presentable to people. And definitely have never had any pressure from any label, so.
That's good. That's good.
And if they did, we'd tell them to suck it. So, you know, this is completely 110% us. We've never had anybody try to tell us what to do, especially with our image.
Yeah, it was one of the things that I'd been working over in my head. You know, you guys started so young, exploitation, you know, being female in a male-dominated genre. You know, it's one of the things that I thought about.
I think one of the things that kept us from being exploited was my parents were appointed legal guardians. Because at the time I was 16, and they were appointed our legal guardians at the time when we first started touring. And having a parental figure there is, you know, one of the reasons why my head's still screwed on straight. So.
Yeah, because all the stuff you see out there on the road.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, I mean, like, just because I say the label didn't do it doesn't mean they tried. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why did you pick metal or heavy metal or hard rock and roll? Why did you pick that as a genre to work in?
I don't think it really had anything to do with us picking anything. I think that was just the natural progression of the type of music that we had, you know, grown up with, and, you know, it just kind of continued to get heavier as our musical tastes grew, and obviously we were going to emulate that. And then, you know, now we're a metal band, so, you know, I think it picked us. I don't think we picked it.
What do you think was maybe the catalyst or inspiration? Could you pick a song that you went, that's why I want to do music?
No. I do not I don't have a particular song that made me say, oh, I want to play music. I think more than anything, it was just, it was a good outlet. It was a good way to keep yourself occupied. Playing, you know, in the basement or whatever when I was younger, because in my town there are not a lot of things to do for teenagers and like young kids. I live in a town with a college and a university, so it's all bars. So, you know, there were a couple all ages venues, and, you know, we, you know, kept ourselves out of trouble by playing music instead of going and getting drunk in the forest. You know what I mean? And I'm glad. That's what, you know, I'm glad that my adolescence consisted of playing shows.